I'm calling to order this meeting of the JekyllHide Club.
With Morticia and Gomez as president and
President.
Isn't that romantic? We share and share alike.
Yes.
And Slappy's a member, but he tried to say that he was the founder and he wasn't, so we're just not even going to give him a secretarial position right now.
Maybe he can be a CEO or something, or else he'll get angry.
Oh no, he's just power tripping lately. And he got attention today. He went out to a restaurant and he had coffee and he got pictures taken with coffee and his breakfast and everything, and he's just been a brat today. I don't know. Slappy, you're being a bad roommate.
But he might help us to present our online Halloween haul of today.
Yes, I'm glad Gomez moved on because he wasn't saying anything polite that you would all want to hear. He was being very not polite.
Wow, Slappy.
Impolite to the highest degree.
Wow, that language? It's
That language.
inappropriate
Gomez.
for a gentleman like you.
Yes, we know. So our online Halloween haul consists of Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and Walmart.
I like that.
Well, yeah, that's it. I had to think. Where do we get everything? Okay. First, we'll start with the Etsy. It's our antique witch from the 70s or vintage, however you look at it. I'm sure, when is something actually an antique? 50 years? So I guess it's vintage from the 70s. And she looks very detailed, except that if you turn her around to the back, Gomez will oblige, she is not having a back. And when we bought her, it just said plastic witch, and it didn't say that it won't stand up by itself. It has no hole to hang it. You have to figure out something creative to do with it. It just said plastic witch, so we thought it was like a figure, like a standing figure. And it's not, so we have to figure out what to do with it. It would make a cute nightlight if we just got a nightlight and glued it on or something. I don't know. We're gonna do something with it. It's like 4 inches tall, but she looks really cute, like her green broom and of course her red hair that Gomez was charmed by. She's got a lot of detail, even her little shoes.
Yes, I like the green bristles, I like the handle that might be dark red, and the outfit is black, the hat is black, the nose is well developed too. So it's appropriate for a witch. She masters the art of deception.
I like her dressed in black because that's another sign of vintage, because these days they dress them all in party colors, and I like the spooky dark witch dressed in black. I don't know, I just don't like all the purple and greens and blues and whatever they put on them these days. So that is nice. I just wish that I knew what to do with her and she wasn't like a DIY project. She was only $5, and I like to get older stuff, but still I just would prefer a standing figure. I don't know what we're gonna do. But that's our first piece, and it's nice to have something from the 70s.
Do we proceed with Hotel Transylvania?
Would you like to do that, Donna?
Yes, that mommy just screams for attention.
Alright, well if he's screaming, we better see to it before we get a headache.
Morticia is always correct, even the mommy agrees. In its own jolly way. See how fat it is? Wow.
We have a larger version too that's a wind-up that came from McDonald's that's equally fat and jolly and cute. This one, his mouth is even more open and developed. I like that.
Yes.
And he was supposed to be a keychain, but I don't know, like, I think he came from China or somewhere, but he's just got, if you show Gomez, it's just like a loop of maybe macrame or something on top. It doesn't look like you could put keys on it. It has not got a way to open it. And it's got a lobster claw kind of jewelry clasp to attach it to the mummy himself, but that's not a keychain. So they misrepresented, and for $8, that's ridiculous. We were just going to get him to hang from our lanyards because we already have keychains. So it's fine for our purposes, but for it being more expensive than the 4-inch McDonald's figure that does more and is more detailed, you would think they would at least put the keychain on it that they claim it to be. So go figure. So if any of you actually want it for a keychain, just get an extra keychain and put it on there, because you're going to spend your $8 and not get a keychain. But I just don't like product representation, you know, being misrepresented is all. But, you know, again, for our purposes, it's fine. And he's very 3D and detailed. He's a 2-inch figure. And Gomez, would you like to show? Oh, you got the box?
Yes, one of them. Here is the whole entire series. At the center of it, you can see the Lord and Ruler, Mr. Dracula himself. And to the left of him, there's our mummy and also a Frank creature. And to the right is Dennis, similar to Dennis the Menace, but a different kind of Dennis.
Dennis the grandson.
Yes.
We have the larger figure of Dennis. We also have the larger figure of the wolf, the mummy here, and Dracula. that we got from McDonald's. But I just wanted smaller ones to hang from our keys, so.
This one from Hotel Transylvania too. I wonder, were our original from the first one, or were they?
Our originals were from everything but the Mummy, because we gave our nephew the Mummy because that was the one that they made kind of come in two, and we didn't know why. So we kept the wind-up one from the second one. It looked really similar.
Yeah.
They look real similar from 1 to 2, so I don't know. So we didn't end up getting a lot of them in part 2, just the Mummy, because it was a better toy version. Mummy in part 1 could come apart in 2 pieces, and we didn't get why. And Mummy from part 2 is just like a cool wind-up toy. So, and those were from McDonald's, and they were good-sized big toys, like at least I think 4 inches. So, and big chunky.
Yes, we're definitely pleased with all of that series.
And this is Count Dracula, and he has the same non-keychain, but he's 3D, and his toy like has wings, and that looks, I guess it's supposed to be the wings, but this version kind of looks like it could be a cloak, don't you think, Gomez?
Yeah. It even is spread similar to the way one would spread a cloak. It matches sort of the inside lining of the cloak colors. And I like the contrast of it too, where it's sort of purple contrasting with the black. It's pretty good for Halloween in general, and for Thor specifically, a good developing color scheme. And his expression on the face, it looks sort of friendly, but in a more serious way than would be the Mummy or the werewolf. So I like his balance, his pointed chin, his ears.
That looks the same. I put Dracula somewhere. He was out on a shelf recently. I just can't remember where. I was going to show them, if you press a back on his toy, the wings move up and down. And I like the vampire with the wings, because there's so many Dracula figures that all look similar, and that is kind of different, where they give him wings. Where he's not a bat yet, but he has the wings. That's kind of cool. My favorite Dracula figure is from Castlevania, because it just looks more different than the rest. But this is the wind-up Mummy. This is the big version of the Mummy that came from McDonald's. He's wider, but Dracula is taller. He kind of does a mummy dance. Let's see if I can make him do it on the table. You might have to lower it for a second.
You dance like an Egyptian.
Dance like an Egyptian. Come on. Oh, stuff's in his way. I'm sorry, Mummy. That wasn't exactly the spot. Okay, whatever. But anyway, this is how big he is. And this is just like $1 from McDonald's, so it's really awesome. I love McDonald's toys. And Dracula, Mummy would wind up and dance. The Dracula's wings would, you could do a button where his wings would move. And he's, again, taller and narrower than the Mummy. And he's somewhere, I saw him recently, a few days ago. So I'll find him after this video and go, oh, he was right there. But, I just wanted to show a size contrast. Oh, you want to hold them together, Andy? Just, but we wanted the small ones because the big one's good, but you can't hang them on your lanyard, so.
Here's the big, and here's the small.
The big, the small, the big, the small.
Together, that's how, yeah, it could be its own baby or something.
Baby and Mummy, get it?
Yes.
So, now we have a choker that I got from Amazon. It's supposed to be a choker, but it's one of those cords where you can make it 24 inches if you want. If you can see this, it's got those slide knot where you can make it really long, and it will go super long. And if you make it as short as it will possibly ever go, it is a choker. It was $6 on Amazon, and they called it specifically a choker. So again, all these people online misrepresenting. So I thought it would look a little bit different than, but it's okay. It was only $6, and the devil himself, it's a solid, heavy kind of medallion-like piece, sturdy metal. The sound of my abuse picking up, yeah, solid. Has a nice feel to it. An enamel face that Gomez said reminded him of a cat pumpkin, which is cute. But it's supposed to be a devil. But it's got the nice Halloween red-orange thing going on like fire.
Yes.
Devilish. Devilish devil.
So charming.
Yes. And I'm using him as a choker, so I have him along with my Jack the Ripper necklace, which is Halloween-y, and my wizard necklace, which probably isn't, but he's going to be in an upcoming Real Metal haul because I just got a bunch of Real Metal stuff that I ordered recently a few days ago. So, that's that. But he's $6 on Amazon. I think he's probably close to 2 inches around, maybe a little under. So a decent size. And we will leave a link. He might even be like $2 on eBay. I'm thinking if he's 6 on Amazon, he was 2 on eBay. That's usually how it works, but I just found him on Amazon, so it wasn't $6. It wasn't a bad deal with free shipping. from China or somewhere, Taiwan or somewhere that doesn't know choker from, you can make it a choker, I guess. So anyway, so that's that. And the last one is our devil nutcracker that we did a review of a while back, but I took it down because the company, we got it and both horns were broken off, and we kept writing the company and saying, okay, we got this and both horns are broken off, so we'd like to return it for a refund. We'll show you a picture. And they never got back, and we sent like 5 emails. The last 2 weren't so friendly. Just because we're not really into getting broken products and being ignored, but they finally got back a month later and they gave us a full refund and said to keep the devil. So we got a free devil, we got Uncle Fester to fix the horns, and voila. And I kind of got attached to him. We weren't loving him at first because I wasn't all over the broken horns, and what did you say, Gomez? That he wasn't expressive enough to buy something from? Like,
yes, like he lacked an animation that you would expect from a salesman who's trying to convince you to sell his very soul. The deal really has to look good, so he has to be really energetic and convincing. And this devil at first did not seem as convincing, but now I might have gotten used to him, and his energy seems just right.
yeah, it's like he was saying he's a good nutcracker. We got him as a dark, spooky kind of Christmas decor, but he works for Halloween too, which is again why we got him. But Gomez was saying like Dracula can carry across that blank deadpan look because we have a Dracula nutcracker from the same company that we reviewed a while back. We bought it from a different source, both on Walmart.com for like 20 bucks each, which is good because there are other Dracula and devil nutcrackers that are far more expensive. So that was from Walmart.com through a site. The Dracula site was different. We put it up on our Dracula review, but the one that the devil came from was called
Christmas Central.
Christmas Central, and they're the ones that, you know, finally got around to answering us. And I guess maybe they were bogged down for the holidays or whatever, but they got around to answering us and gave us the free refund, so that was nice. And so, and the company that actually produces this nutcracker as well as the Dracula nutcracker are called Northlight. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Northlight, is that right? That rhymed. We're always rhyming without intending to, I declare.
The best kind of rhyme.
It is. So I think he's like a 11 or 9 inch or 10 inch, something like that. Between 9 and 11 without me getting Renfield out to check. Because Renfield is my 12-inch figure that I always check everything by. He's like a measuring thing, except he's a Renfield. Yeah. But anyway, this devil is very charming. You know, he's got the pitchfork and he's got the... I like the fact that the cloak, you can lift it, and it's a... Here, let me turn him a little. Okay, no, Dracula actually has a satin lining in his. But this is still a heavy velvet. It doesn't have the satin lining that Dracula does, but then there's the coat under his cloak, and the nutcracker bit here that gives his mouth the movement. He says, I have a bridge in New York for you that no one else owns yet, actually. Okay, so, Slappy, don't go to sleep on the devil. He's like, whatever. I'll do what I want. So, that's a charming little nutcracker. Now that his horns are in place, he looks much more devilish and debonair. And he's wooden and sturdy, and he makes nice decor for all around the year, as well as Halloween and Christmas, because we always like to spook up the holidays. So that is our little devilish, witchy, and vampire and mummy Halloween haul that we have for February. And we had 2 others in January if you would like to look back and check. And if you're new, do like, share, subscribe, and join the JekyllHide Club by subscribing. And check out our past videos because they're all delightfully creepy. We show our strange and unusual tastes via the interesting products we buy, like these, and our strange true stories of the unusual that we did on Vlogtober, as well as Weird Tales Wednesday. So I think we've covered everything, yes?
Yes. So we say until the next club meeting, and until then, try to enjoy the daylight.